Hello everybody, welcome. We are students from Minnesota State University Moorhead's Planetarium working under the direction of Sarah Schultz. Today we want to tell you about a new project that we've been working on called Web-isodes for the Webiverse. So my name is Grosz and my webisode is going to be called Stellar Stories. I'm a freshman at MSUM and I'm majoring in English education with the goal of one day becoming a high school English teacher. And I'm working at the planetarium as a scholar's apprentice, which means that as part as an academic scholarship, I get to work under a staff member to create a project centering around my major in some way. And my favorite constellation is Hercules. So as I mentioned, my project is called Stellar Stories, and it's going to be a series of 5 or 6 videos that try to answer the question, how are stars used in literature? And I know that kind of sounds like a boring topic, but it's actually super interesting because stars are used in so many different ways in various genres. So we're going to be looking at how they're used as settings, symbols, and historical context. And as an example of that, Shakespeare uses stars to show like fate and beauty, and that would be an example of how they're used as symbols. So we're going to be discussing lots of different works, and we're going to be kind of comparing the ways they use stars differently. So I will have a new video released every 2 weeks, and the first video actually went live on our YouTube channel last Friday, so that was October 2nd. And throughout the semester, we're going to be discussing lots of other topics, including more Shakespeare, some Greek mythology, children's literature, science fiction, and hopefully more. So now I will pass it on to our next speaker, Bridgett.
Hi, my name is Bridgett Grosz. I'm a sophomore at MSUM, and I am a geoscience major with a minor in astronomy. I work in show production and presentation at the planetarium. My web series is Volcanoes in the Solar System. Post-grad school, I plan to specialize in planetary volcanology. I have personally always held interest in planetary origins and geophysical processes. I chose this topic for the series because volcanology is an important discipline in understanding the processes on not only our planet, but other celestial bodies in the universe. My hope is that this web series focus will introduce others into the topics of planetary volcanology or inspire them into pursuing a passion of astronomy of their own. In this web series, I plan to first cover elementary and introductory topics in astronomy and planetary geology. This will hopefully give the viewer a basic understanding of terminology before advancing into more complex topics and concepts. This series as a whole will encompass information about volcanic activity, formation, structure, and importance of this information in regards to our solar system. Specific topics will flow into multiple facets from types of volcanoes found on planets, lunar volcanoes, volcanic activity on planetary satellites and asteroids, how volcanism can determine planetary origins, and more. Thank you for listening to my web series overview, and next is Megan.
Hello, my name is Megan. I am from Albertville, Minnesota. I graduated from STMA High School in 2017. I am an art education major and an art therapy minor at MSUM, and I'll be graduating in the winter of 2021. So how did I, the art major, get involved in the planetarium? I saw a job opening in the library and I was instantly interested, but I was worried that my skill set wouldn't go along with the job, but I went to the interview anyway, and we were able to create a job that incorporated my interests and love of art into a program here. So we have the Out of This World Arts and Crafts program. The program is a fun, engaging program using knowledge and creativity. It's adaptable for all age groups. You could be 3 years old or you could be 99 years old. There's a craft for you in this program. Parents are definitely welcome to join their child. They can either make a craft themselves or they can help their little kiddo if they need help. We'll be using mostly at-home materials and just some basic like arts and crafts supplies like crayons, scissors, markers, maybe paint. But if there's anything out of the ordinary for supplies, I definitely will give a heads up in the previous episode. And there's a little bit more. We've got each lesson will be instructed through video, and there will be a new lesson every 2 weeks, maybe once a week if we're lucky and feeling it. So a little sneak peek into what we got going on. We got a solar system wreath in the next couple weeks, constellation greeting cards, and galaxy Play-Doh, which is super fun. And there's some extra side projects through NASA. So we have the NASA Space Art Challenge, which happens every month. And then there's the Children's Artwork Calendar Contest, where your child can draw a picture and submit it to NASA, and hopefully they'll be selected to be in a calendar. So with that, I'll hand it off to our next speaker.
Hello, my name is Aubrie Vivant, and I'll be presenting about my webisode series called Creatures and Cosmos. Before I do that, I'll tell you a little bit about myself and how I came to work at the MSUM Planetarium. I decided several years ago that I wanted to work in TV and film, so I am majoring in film production at Minnesota State University Moorhead. I was also chosen to participate, like Autumn, in the Scholars Apprentice program, which gives opportunities to gain experience in our intended fields while we're still in school. I was presented with the opportunity to work in the planetarium, primarily working with video editing and producing, promotional materials, and program producing. So my program is inspired by a YouTube series created by Hank Green called Bizarre Beasts. And this is the first program that I've ever worked on. I'm really happy with the way that it's turning out so far. So as I said, my program is called Creatures and Cosmos. My goal of the program is to celebrate biodiversity on Earth and show some of the strangest animals that I hadn't heard of until I started researching for it. It will be delivered in 4 webisodes, each covering a category of animals here on Earth and their equivalents in the sky. For example, my first webisode is called Things That Fly and shows real life animals like the blue-footed booby down here in the left-hand corner, as well as the Australian megabat, the Hoatzin, and Atlas moths. To bring space into the program, I'll be using Stellarium to point out bird constellations like Cygnus the Swan. Things That Fly will premiere on October 12th. The next 3 episodes will be Things That Swim on October 19th, like the Dumbo octopus down here. Things That Walk, like jerboas, on October 26th. And mythological looking creatures like the bioluminescent chameleon on November 9th. Each webisode will feature photos and videos of the real life creatures in action and a Stellarium tour of their corresponding celestial bodies. So that's it for my presentation. Thank you all for tuning in. If you have questions or you're interested in what or how we're presenting this fall, feel free to contact any of us directly or our planetarium director, Sarah Schultz. So here's all of our contact information, and we thank you again for watching.